Okay, welcome back. Sifu Les Clements, thanks for watching Black Dragon Kung Fu TV. The channel is growing. Likes are improving. We're getting more likes. So the Dragon's Forge is steaming in full operation. We've got the tiger, the snake, the leopard, and the crane working in the forge. And then you have the dragon who occupies the top levels of the forge, who takes the refined material and turns it all into gold. Once again, you're not going to hear this language anywhere else. If you do, you know where it's coming from, right here. Black Dragon Kung Fu TV. Our brand is the Dragon's Forge. So, we're going to talk a little bit about Wing Chun, close quarter combat, which is exactly what it is. Now, people that do not understand Wing Chun, whether it be young students, early practitioners, or others that don't practice it, tend to have expectations for it where it doesn't belong. So you have someone who doesn't understand that it's not made for long range. And then they get destroyed, and people say that style is useless. At long range, it's not what it's made for. At close range, good Wing Chun is second to none for close quarter combat. But it has to be applied correctly and it has to be understood. Wing Chun is like a derringer, a black powder pistol. From me to you right here, it's great. But the further back we get, the more the bullet starts to veer. Accuracy starts to wane. So we don't want to be back here with Wing Chun. We want to be up close and personal. The weakness in Wing Chun is if you cannot get in with it, you're a sitting duck. I've seen people try to apply Wing Chun in the wrong situations, and most of the time they get destroyed. It's not a good idea. So if you understand Wing Chun and keep it within the parameters that it was made, you will do very well. It's a lot of fun practicing Wing Chun as well. Chi Sao, Chi Gerk, all of these things. So we're going to talk about the basic footwork of Wing Chun. The front kick and the side kick are really the only two kicks in Wing Chun. There are some basic methods of sweeping along with that, but it's very simple. So if you see this long front snap kick, I'm going to move this arm. Well, the pin's in, never mind. Long range front snap kick, right? Kicking with the ball of the foot. You see this in karate. Great technique. This is made to use outside the range of Wing Chun. So watch. If I'm back here, I can launch this kick here. But you see, the closer I get with this, the weaker it becomes. Could get blasted back. So the Wing Chun kick, instead of coming long this way, is short. The knee goes out, providing a shield, and you're kicking. So the Wing Chun kick has the effect of stomping forward, right? The front kick. So here we go. Front. Now, conveniently, with the knee out, we can turn into the side kick. Now, if you're good with Wing Chun, you can get away without kicking because we're sliding underneath our opponent. However, the better armed you are, the better off you'll be. So, there are a few Wing Chun schools that do not have the leg system. No kicking, but they are very good at stepping in, getting their legs under their opponent. We call this the cow catcher stance, sliding under your opponent. So, the front kick with Wing Chun is made for super close. Because if you notice, I can pull the Wing Chun front kick off from here. I can get close to here. You can even do it here. Here. Now, one thing you got to remember about the Wing Chun kick is if you kick an opponent's knee straight on and his knee is bent forward this way, probably not going to do much. because the knee is very, very strong head on like that. So when we do kicks with Wing Chun to the knee, we're coming at this angle, see? We're not straight on this way. See? Like I said, the knee is very strong from the frontal position. But from the side position, the knee becomes vulnerable. Now, with that being said, when you practice Wing Chun, when you're practicing sparring, do not try to kick your opponent's knees. If you're successful with the kick, this could break your opponent's knee. So we got to train safely. So I recommend kicking the thigh. So here's the knee joint. Kick up in the thigh. Now there's a Wing Chun dude named Mr. Wong. He's a Sifu. He's pretty good. If you watch his videos, his students are padded up and he's really letting them have it. But he's kicking at their thighs and he's dropping them because he knows not to kick at their knees. So we've got to train safe. It's just like Bu. If we want to practice Bu Sao, shooting fingers, we don't want to do that in sparring. Unless we put on goggles. Then go ahead. You know when you've been stuck in the eye. Control. Without control, it's useless. Wing Chun. Because if you had no control, you could hurt your opponent or you could really get hurt because you're overcommitting. So how do we develop what we call emergency breaks? This is a term the late Grandmaster Moyat used. May he rest in peace. I trained in his system. So in the movement Chun Q, if you know Wing Chun, right here, it's things like this move here that train you to put the brakes on. Let's say you throw a heavy punch. Your opponent fails to block. If you have little control, you're going to punch through and it sucks for your opponent. However, if you're good, your opponent misses, you stop that punch right at his face. We don't follow through. We want to have enough control to retract our technique so we don't unnecessarily hurt each other, because injuries can take a long time to heal. You don't want a broken jaw or a broken knee or anything else. We want to stay intact. So, an example of good control, when I was much younger, I was about 17, and I was training in my school, Moyat Wing Chun, and two of my Sihings, older brothers, seniors, were sparring. One guy was blind, completely 100% blind, and they were playing with Bu. So he had such good control that when he stuck his Bu out, the other guy winced a little and stepped back, completely unharmed. But his contact lens came out of his eye and was stuck on the other guy's, the tip of his finger. He did not get hurt. There was no pain. This is the level of control I'm talking about. Wing Chun is excellent for someone who is blind because it's all based on feel, hand or foot, all right? So we're talking about control. So just as we control the hands and learn to retract if we need to, it's the same with this kick we're talking about. So you can see the spring, we're not pushing all the way through. A, it's dangerous to your opponent. B, it's more dangerous to yourself because you're committed. You don't want to throw more momentum than you can pull back if you need to. Okay, so the Wing Chun kick is frontal. And like I said, you can use it at the closest possible range, unlike the longer range front snap kick with the ball of the foot. Okay? So the last thing, if you want a private lesson, I'm doing private lessons now for $50 for one class over the period of an hour on video. Centerfist@hotmail.com, Gmail. Centerfist as in a closed fist at gmail.com. Email me we'll get a session going. If you have a dummy, we'll work the form. We'll work anything you want to work. With that being said, thanks for watching. Train safe, and we'll see you next time. Let's get the likes up. Sifu Les Clements out.